It's day 9,725 of the Vikings defensive coordinator search, but some of the reasons why it may be going slow is because they're waiting to see what shakes out with some head coaching searches. Notably, Brian Flores, the Pittsburgh Steelers defensive assistant as well as linebackers coach, is up for the Cardinals head coaching job and is potentially the betting favorite as of right meow, as well as Denver Broncos defense coordinator Ejiro Evero, who, even though he didn't get the Broncos head coaching job, Sean Payton, for whatever reason they traded for him, they may hang on to him. Also, he's up for the Cardinals job. He's also up for the Colts job. So there's a lot of things that the Vikings are waiting for, but I think it is pretty clear that Flores and Evero are 1A and 1B for the Vikings in terms of their defensive coordinator search. That's why Kevin O'Connell and Kwesi adofo-mensah are just chilling, letting the process play out, hashtag the process, that whole thing. And I fully understand what some Vikings fans are saying. Like, well, why would you hire a defensive coordinator who's just going to leave to become a head coach? That is what you want. That's exactly what you want, man. So for me, I want a team that's full of dogs, just full of guys that are ready to do their damn job and then move up in the ranks. I want them to have ambition and energy. I want quality control guys to become position coaches. I want position coaches to become coordinators. I want coordinators to become head coaches. I want everything. I want that alpha ladder mentality. I don't want someone who just like, I'll just coordinate the defense and I'll just ride this thing out until I get my pension. No. Like, yes, Brian Flores is a fantastic leader of men. Probably should still be the Dolphins head coach, if we're being honest. And Evero is going to be a head coach in the National Football League someday soon. And guess what? If they get a head coaching job after 1 year, that means they did a hell of a job with the Vikings defense. Isn't that what you want? I mean, the only constant in the NFL is change. So if you just want the same coaching staff for the next 10 years, it ain't going to happen, bro. All right, so that's why Flores and Evero are absolute studs and why I want them to be next coordinator of the Vikings. And Flores' resume speaks for himself. 41 years young, former Dolphins head coach, latched on with the Steelers this season after unfortunately being let go from the Dolphins, made his way up through the Patriots system, both as a front office guy for a while, as a scout, and then eventually hopped over to coaching. And tough, no nonsense, get after with the defense, has flexibility with 3-4 and the 4-3, and I do think that he could bring a really nice just discipline back to the defense. Where, I mean, Zimmer in 2014 through like 2018 was fantastic, but then the wheels started to fall off. The message sort of got lost as some of the veterans got older, and they're just like, we've heard this speech before. We've heard this and that. Where Flores could come in, young defense, they're going to tear it down and rebuild it, and he will have their attention, and he will instill discipline where maybe we didn't see it last year. Maybe Donatell was a little bit too much of a player's coach, maybe a little bit too lackadaisical, maybe deferred to the veterans too much. I mean, no one on that defense has a bad word to say about Ed Donatell, and that's great, but also it can be a demerit because, what if Donatell had to make some tough decisions? What if Donatell should have made some decisions of sitting some guys who football wasn't great, or making some tough changes, or making some tough calls? And same thing with Kevin O'Connell. I love that he's a player's coach. Like, all the players in the locker room rave about the culture and KOC and all that stuff. But what if Kevin O'Connell was too nice to fire Donatell when a change was needed mid-season? I mean, even though Mike Pettin, in my opinion, should be option number 4 for the Vikings DC in season, it made some sense because he'd been in the defense. So he could call a more aggressive game plan without completely tearing down and rebuilding things. But whatever. And then with Evero, yes, it's been reported by Kevin Seifert, ESPN, who's not Carl Gerbschmidt, that the Vikings are waiting to see what happens with Evero, whether he's going to be blocked from interviewing somewhere else because he is under contract with the Broncos. And maybe he sticks on as DC, work with that unit again under Sean Payton, or maybe he gets a Colts job. Maybe he gets a Cardinals job. Who really knows? And Evero is seen as a rising star in this league, 42 years young, spent a number of seasons with San Francisco, had some crossover with Kwesi when Kwesi was in the R&D department, had 2 years of crossover with the Rams, with Kevin O'Connell, including winning a Super Bowl. He got the Broncos DC job after his guy Nathaniel Hackett, who were college teammates together back at UC Davis, got the Broncos head coaching job for like 2 seconds, and Evero was not part of the problem with the Broncos. The defense was really damn good, and as of right now, so the Vikings haven't formally requested to interview Evero. They haven't formally requested to interview Steve Wilks either. But Desai, Flores, Pettin, Evero is probably going to be in that mix as well. For me, I think it's 1A, 1A when it comes to Flores and Evero. Not even 1B, just 1A, 1A. And yeah, whatever. I mean, one of them is going to get a head coaching job, maybe this cycle, probably very soon, but it's okay. I want that, man. I absolutely want that guy who's going to come in and fix the defense and doesn't have to make friends. I don't care. I just want a good defense, man. Desai is still super interesting. I think he got a raw deal in Chicago the one year he was DC. Pettin, I think, is certainly the fallback option. There's a reason why the Vikings have him there, where they missed out on Nielsen, who took the Falcons' DC job if they're really interested. They may miss out on Flores. They may miss out on Evero. Desai may be like, hey, I don't want to be anyone's fourth choice. And Pettin's just like, hey, I'm here, baby. Let's go. Well, let's go, man. But I think as of right now, it is a 1A situation with Flores and Evero. So who do you want? Who do you want? Just, I don't care. Just fix the defense, get aggressive, and actually stop someone. That's all we need, man, especially as Kevin O'Connell keeps growing and showing this offense. But your thoughts are thoughts. Brian Flores, Ejiro Evero, who is going to be the next Vikings defensive coordinator? Let us know your thoughts and our thoughts in the comment section below. Subscribe for daily Vikings takes. Want to support the work? Put a little something in the Venmo. But till next time, Skol, production value.